And that is a record for a playoff game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The officials, the man in the middle, the referee, Bruce Hood, the linesman, Ron Finn on the right, and Neil Armstrong just skated out of your picture. And a look at the goaltenders, Mike Palmateer on the left, Dennis Herron on the right side. And we're set for the opening face-off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It'll be George Ferguson, number 10, on your left. Pierre LaRouche, number 10 for Pittsburgh, on your right. Rick Kehoe, number 8 of the Penguins, slaps it about out. This is Jim McKinney flipping in. It's to the left side of the Pittsburgh goal, but a whistle for an offside. So they will bring it back.
In this packed house tonight here of over 16,000 you mentioned, Marv, they've come to see a hockey game. They let their Penguins know right off the bat that they're behind them, so this is some kind of a game.
This after the disappointing crowd here in Pittsburgh last Tuesday, so the Penguins and Pittsburgh management have to be much encouraged as Dave Burrows slips it in. Palmateer then throws it around the board. Errol Thompson checked on the play. This is Kelly with the shot. Picked away by Palmateer, and Salming able to clear out of the zone. Ferguson, number 10. Strict check by Kelly, number 22. Kelly with a good hard hit on Turnbull, prompting that roar from the crowd. So Pittsburgh coming out very physical at the start, and it has been a physical series. Now icing called on the Maple Leafs.
Nice key save early in the game by young Palmateer. We were talking earlier before we went on the air, Marv, as to that young Palmateer will gamble in that net. He's much like Eddie Jocelyn. He'll move around, roam out, and right there is his style is to sprawl and stop the puck the best way he knows how. This shot is a good shot by Battleship Kelly from the middle of the slot. Number 8's going right in on Palmateer. He sprawls and just throws himself in front of that puck, and I guess they say it's not how, but how effective you are at it, Marv.
And Rick Kehoe, the former Toronto Maple Leaf, who had done very well against the Maple Leafs right through the regular season, had that good opportunity in front, but was stopped by Palmateer. Just the opening minute of play, first period, game 3, third and final game of the preliminary series. Sittler's drive is gloved by Herron, and he holds on. That will make for a face-off deep in the Pittsburgh end. How do you evaluate young goaltender Dennis Herron?
When you come back to our scouting reports out of the Philadelphia Flyers camp, we try to keep the puck away from his glove hand if at all possible. Marv, the scouting reports around the league is that Dennis Herron's very good with his glove.
Face off now, deep in the Pittsburgh end. Rookie Greg Malone for the Penguins on the draw. This is Wayne Bianchin. Bianchin fighting his way in. A penalty upcoming against Toronto. And as the Leafs take possession, the penalty being called by Bruce Hood. A hooking penalty against the Maple Leafs. So Wayne Bianchin cutting in, hooked from behind, and that will give the Penguins the man advantage. Been a strange season for Bianchin. His stats show 28 goals and 6 assists. And Terry, the way that has been explained is that some people here in Pittsburgh say, well, most of his passes have ended up in the net. All right, there's a break of the action. The score, Pittsburgh nothing, Toronto nothing.
Number 23, Randy Carlisle. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty.
High-speed motorsport competition and an inside look at the men who are the racers. This series, starring 2-time Indy 500 winner Johnny Rutherford, boasts fast action, high drama, and you see it all from the driver's seat. Watch The Racers.
Treat yourself to a front seat ride packed with the excitement, anguish, and thrill of professional racing as Channel 53 presents The Racers, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
Randy Carlisle of Toronto off for hooking at 105. Penguins have the man advantage. Salming looks to clear, but the puck directed by hand, and it will face off once again. There's Carlisle, the #1 draft pick of the Maple Leafs. In the penalty box, McDonald gets it out for Kehoe. Stackhouse on the right point, Kehoe left. That's McDonald centering. Broken up by Salming. Salming falls down. McDonald able to kick it around. That's Pronovo, number 19. For Kehoe, from the left point, he shoots, and it's stopped. Backhander by Pronovo went wide. Stackhouse able to keep it in. Pronovo checked to the boards by Salming. Looked to get it out, but Ferguson able to clear all the way down. 30 seconds gone by on the Toronto penalty. No score. We are early first period. Marv Albert and Terry Crisp of the Philadelphia Flyers speaking from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And the Penguins now move across the Toronto line. That puck deflects back to the right of Palmateer. Kept in by McDonald, number 18, watched by Turnbull. Now McDonald back behind the goal. LaRouche returns. Shot is kicked out by Palmateer. Kehoe is blocked. Kehoe again inadvertently hit his own man, and McDonald is down and hurt. Stackhouse for LaRouche. For McDonald in front, could not get the shot off. Oh, McDonald played only 3 games during the regular season because of a knee injury. He was just shaken up in front of that Toronto goal. Ferguson killing the clock. Salming fires ahead, and the Leafs able to clear. We have a half-minute remaining now on the Toronto penalty on Carlisle as both clubs change on the fly. Now the Penguins starting up. Rookie defenseman Faubert getting it out. That shot blocked by Salming. Ashby can't clear out of the zone. This is Kehoe, number 8. His slap goes off the mark. Salming kept in again by the Penguins. Salming then winds around, and Ashby able to get a stick on it, and Faubert could not keep it in. Here's Carlisle returning, and so the Maple Leafs able to kill off the penalty. That drive by Ashby is stopped as Herron covers up, and Ashby talking it over with Wayne Bianchon. And as I said earlier, Terry, this has been a physical series. There have been several disagreements in the earlier game.
Lanny McDonald come right down the right wing on that. He'll break right off the right wing, fakes go behind the net, and he tries to stuff it in his short pad as he's going behind Marv, but Dennis Herron, not to be fooled on it, stuck his foot up against that post, hung right on and sprawled. And then number 9, young Ashby came in and tried to flip it over, but Herron very alertly just smothered up and wisely took the face off to the left of his net.
Don Ashby, number 9, will go on this face-off, considered the Toronto Maple Leafs' most improved player this season. And now Red Kelly changes his mind and sends on Stan Weir to go against Syl Apps of Pittsburgh. All right, Penguins get it out of the zone. That's Stackhouse. Now Burroughs winds it around, and the Penguins start up. Palmateer letting it go. And the Leafs able to clear the zone. Burroughs could not handle it at center. He is chased by Neely. Neely swinging Burroughs around. That drive gloved by Herron. And he'll hold on. Pat Boutet looking for the short side. We have no score. 4 minutes gone by in this first period of the faceoff coming up deep in the Pittsburgh end. A look at defenseman Dave Burroughs.
And I think in my estimation, young Davy Burroughs, one of the more underrated defensemen in the league. In fact, he has to be among the top 5 or 6 as defensively in the league as there is.
Off the face, Weir control. That drive stopped. And the Penguins able to control. Mike Corrigan leading the attack. Here's Pronovo. Ends up in the crowd on a deflection as Pronovo was led beautifully by Corrigan.
Davy Burroughs, a nice fine play down in front of his own net to block that puck. The only thing Davy's hoping is that he blocks that.
All right, a break of the action now with the score. Pittsburgh nothing, Toronto nothing.
Ford dealers got new spring wheels, lively wheels to get away. Turn on the spring wheels.
Turn on to the action look of this spectacular new LTD2. And for the European buff, the new Granada Sports Coupe, sportier than ever.
Turn on the spring wheels.
Roll on in and turn on to the liveliest, best-looking wheels your Ford dealer has ever had.
Greg Malone and Darryl Sittler on this face-off. And the Leafs get it out of the zone. Rookie Russ Anderson dumps it right back in. Salming chased by the rookie Malone. Salming pins Malone. But the Leafs take control. Lanny McDonald, number 7. Up for Darryl Sittler. The lead for Dave Tiger Williams, who throws in. Stackhouse could not clear the zone. Now Anderson, by way of the University of Minnesota, having an outstanding rookie year, looked to clear out but could not. Williams bumping now with Stackhouse. That pass fails to click, and it carries all the way down by Anchin, able to keep it in Toronto territory, but can't control, and McDonald clears ahead. Backhander goes wide by Anchin. Hard hit back behind the Toronto net. Stackhouse's shot is deflected. Anderson, number 7. Now Malone centers, but Sittler breaks it up. Darryl Sittler on the right wing for Lanny McDonald. Wayne by Anchin, and Lanny McDonald come together, and Anderson rolls it around. That's Blair Chapman throwing out. Leafs firing it back in. McDonald plays off the boards. That screen shot stopped by the stick of Heron. McDonald goes wide, and Heron sweeps it to him.
Both teams going to the body early in this game, as you've mentioned numerous times, Marv. And both goaltenders coming up with some big key saves. Lanny McDonald at number 7, the big right winger for the Leafs, he likes to use the body in there. And along with Sittler and Tiger Williams, they make a pretty hefty line up front. Sittler feeds McDonald. McDonald just couldn't get full wood on that puck and just sort of eased it by the side of the net. Coach Kenny Schenk before the Pittsburgh Penguins shows a lot of faith in Malone, Bianchi, and Chapman out-checking that Sittler line.
Penguins clearing it out. Carlisle throws it ahead. That's McKenny, number 18. Burrows checked by Ferguson, and that results in a face-off. 5.5 into this first period at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, and the Maple Leafs and Penguins are 0-0. It'll be LaRouche and Ferguson on the face-off. Carlisle. His slap shot is smothered. And Kehoe starts up. Left wing feed knocked away, but LaRouche able to shoot it in. Now McKenny winds it around. Again, a hard hit, as you saw. Kehoe able to keep it as he and Pellick came together. And Carlisle throws it around. And the Leafs start up. Ferguson with a right wing feed for McKenny. McKenny is taken to the boards. That shot by Ferguson is gloved by Heron. And we get a stoppage.
Both these clubs come to play right now, Marvin. I mentioned earlier about this better than 16,000 crowd. They're loving every part of it.
A look at the Penguin goaltender, Dennis Heron, 2.94 goals against. At one point during the course of the regular season, toward the end of the year, he was unbeaten in 13 in a row. He has lost only 2 of 14 here at the Civic Arena this season. Both clubs make changes now. Bob Neely up on the left wing now, can go back line and up front. Shot by Turnbull, stopped and cleared aside by Epps. Turnbull again. On a deflection, it carries wide. Ian Turnbull with 2 hard tries from the point. And the puck pinned back behind the goal. That's Russ Anderson, number 7. Who was thrown out of the game here on Thursday night in the early minutes after getting involved.
Russ Anderson, one of their rookies, I guess you'd call him the designated policeman on this club right now, Marv. He was trying to move young number 14, Stan Weir, out of the front of the net, which is his job. Protect their goaltender, Dennis Heron, and give him a chance to see that puck, which he was doing maybe a little too strongly than he should have.
Anderson originally went to the University of Minnesota intending to be a college linebacker, then found that he enjoyed hockey a bit more. And he's called the enforcer. Now there's Weir getting involved once again. It was he and Anderson earlier. And the sticks are up high, and Bruce Hood will hand out some penalties.
Both these teams are geared for this game right now, Marv. You know it's a do or die. It's either a matter of going on in the Stanley Cup quest or going home early. And right now you see number 14, Stan Weir, as I mentioned earlier. He was in that bit of a scuffle with Anderson in front of the net. The fans there, and right now you have just a general melee going around in the corner with nobody really doing much damage, and referee Bruce Hood and linesman Neil Armstrong trying their best to put a little semblance of order down there. We'll take a moment and see what referee Bruce Hood does call.
Stan Weir was involved just moments ago with the big defenseman Russ Anderson, who goes 6'3" and 210 pounds. Penalties being handed out by Hood.
Reporting. I got the other 2 guys
with the score. The Toronto Maple Leafs nothing. Pittsburgh Penguins nothing.
Looking for a better bottom line? New ways to improve cash flow? Reduce expenses? Increase sales? Speed operations? Or control inventory? Telecommunications can help. Ask our specialist in your business to show you how at no extra charge. Because it's all part of the service from the people who also bring you the most reliable telephone service in the world.
Here are the penalties. Boutet, 2 minutes for roughing. Apps, 2 minutes. Boarding, Anderson, 2 minutes for roughing. So the Toronto Maple Leafs now will have the man advantage in a 4-on-3 skating situation.
They're throwing up front right now. Daryl Sittler, along with Lanny McDonald, and back on the point they have Ian Turnbull and Boye Salming. 2 pretty good shooters back there. Turnbull proving that effect, but scoring 5 goals one night in Detroit all by himself.
Time of the penalties, 6:37. Here's another look.
There's Heron doing some awful quick work right in front of there. And there was Stan Weir where he was supposed to be. You just saw Anderson take him completely out of your pitcher to the side, which I guess in a way is his job also.
So the face-off coming up deep in the Pittsburgh end.
Right, Marvin. I mentioned that 5 goals were scored by Ian Turnbull in Detroit. If I mentioned Sittler, I stand corrected on that.
Darrow will take it, though. Of course, he had a pretty good night in the playoffs last season.
He pumped 5 in against the Philadelphia Flyers himself one night, Darryl Sittler.
Were you covering him, Terry?
From long distance.
All right, Maple Leafs with the man advantage. That's Lanny McDonald. McDonald setting up. He has Turnbull in front. Throws out instead to the point. Now Salming for Sittler. And Heron makes the glove.